MITRE ATT&CK Framework. The MITRE ATT&CK Framework is essentially a globally accessible knowledge base. It meticulously documents the tactics and techniques used by cyber adversaries, drawing exclusively from publicly reported real-world observations of actual cyber attacks. This framework was developed and is maintained by the MITRE Corporation. MITRE is a United States-based, not-for-profit organization that operates federally funded research and development centers. The primary purpose of the ATT&CK framework is to improve cyber defense globally. It provides a common vocabulary and structure for describing adversary actions, helping organizations understand attacker methodologies, develop threat models, enhance detection capabilities, and ultimately better counter cyber threats. ATT&CK consists of several matrices tailored to different technology domains. The main ones include the Enterprise Matrix, which covers platforms like Windows, Mac OS, Linux, cloud environments, networks, and containers. Additionally, there are separate matrices specifically for mobile devices and for industrial control systems, commonly referred to as ICS. Next, we will discuss the core components of the ATT&CK framework. Tactics form the high-level structure of the ATT&CK matrices, typically represented as columns. They represent the adversary's tactical goals, essentially the reason behind their actions during different phases of an attack. Examples include initial access, execution, persistence, privilege escalation, defense evasion, credential access, discovery, lateral movement, collection, command and control, exfiltration, and impact. Techniques are the specific methods adversaries use to achieve their tactical goals. Within the attack matrix, techniques populate the cells under each tactic. For example, under the initial access tactic, phishing or drive-by compromise are specific techniques adversaries might employ. Many techniques are further broken down into sub-techniques. These provide a more granular description of how a technique can be implemented. For instance, phishing, which is a technique, has sub-techniques like spear phishing attachment or link, detailing more specific methods. While tactics, techniques, and sub-techniques describe the general methods, procedures refer to the specific and real-world implementations observed being used by particular threat actors or in specific campaigns. Attack documentation often links techniques to threat intelligence reports describing these procedures. ATT&CK catalogs information about known cyber threat groups, often referred to as Advanced Persistent Threats or APTs, and maps the specific techniques and software these groups have been observed using. The framework also documents software, including malware and legitimate tools that adversaries leverage, mapping them to the specific attack techniques they facilitate or implement. For many techniques, ATT&CK lists potential mitigations. These are security controls, configurations, or architectural approaches recommended to prevent or detect the successful execution of a specific technique. Accompanying techniques are data sources. These specify the types of logs or data streams, such as process monitoring logs or network traffic data, that defenders typically need to collect and analyze to detect instances of that technique being used. Curious about how ATT&CK is used in practice? Cybersecurity teams use ATT&CK for threat intelligence analysis. It helps them understand adversary methodologies, track the evolution of threat group tactics, and communicate findings using a standardized language. ATT&CK is heavily used for detection engineering. Security analysts map adversary techniques to specific data sources and observables, enabling them to develop more effective detection rules and analytics for security tools. Red teams and penetration testers use ATT&CK to design adversary emulation scenarios. By simulating the techniques documented in ATT&CK, they can rigorously test an organization's defensive capabilities, including prevention, detection, and response, against realistic attack behaviors. organizations perform security gap analysis by mapping their existing defensive controls and visibility against the techniques listed in attack. This helps identify areas where defenses are weak or visibility is lacking, allowing them to prioritize security improvements and investments more effectively. Attack can be used as a benchmark for Security Operations Center assessment. It helps evaluate the maturity of a SOC's ability to detect, analyze, and respond to the specific adversary techniques relevant to the organization. When evaluating security products, organizations can use attack to assess how well different tools provide coverage, meaning prevention or detection capabilities, against the documented techniques. This allows for more informed procurement decisions. Benefits of using attack. One of the most significant benefits is that attack provides a common language for defenders, researchers, and vendors worldwide. This standardization improves communication, collaboration, and information sharing within the cybersecurity community. The framework's strength lies in its real-world basis. Because it is derived from actual observed incidents and publicly reported intelligence, it reflects how adversaries truly operate, making it highly relevant and practical for defense efforts. Attack enables better prioritization. By understanding which techniques are commonly used by adversaries targeting their sector or region, organizations can focus their defensive resources on mitigating the most likely and impactful threats, rather than trying to defend against everything theoretically possible. The MITRE ATT&CK framework is a freely available resource. MITRE makes the knowledge base accessible online at no cost, ensuring that organizations of all sizes and budgets can benefit from this valuable cybersecurity knowledge. To summarize, the MITRE ATT&CK framework serves as a vital, globally accessible knowledge base documenting real-world cyber adversary tactics and techniques. Organized into matrices like Enterprise, Mobile, and ICS, it uses tactics to define attacker goals and techniques, along with subtechniques, to detail the specific methods employed. The framework provides valuable context by mapping these methods to threat groups, software, recommended mitigations, and necessary data sources for detection. Widely applied in areas such as threat intelligence, detection engineering, adversary emulation, and security gap analysis, its core strength lies in offering a practical, common language for the cybersecurity community, grounded firmly in observed attacker behaviors.